Hey, it's Anne. Let's look at a before and after report makeover. Here's the before version, and this design looks eerily familiar to me because a lot of my own work used to look just like this. I used gray background shading. I just used clustered bar charts over and over because I didn't know that there were really any alternatives out there. It's a really cluttered design. There's a lot of data, but it doesn't really say much. Now, I experimented with a few different makeovers before I settled on a winning design. So wait a second, don't crinkle up your forehead in disgust when I show you the first one. It's not perfect. Let's look at all of these and then you'll see why I settled on the fifth one, the final design. Okay, so here is draft one, slope graphs. I did a lot of things different. I applied a text hierarchy, so the title was biggest, followed by, the topic areas, header ones and header twos. I kept both years of data, fiscal year 16 and 17, so the leaders would have plenty of historical context. I grouped the survey questions by category rather than just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I color coded by category, turquoise for staff, purple for clients, red for caseworkers. The major downside to this visualization is the visualization itself. The slope graphs don't really slope. The rows are too teeny tiny. This organization wanted a one-page design. They didn't want a full report. They just wanted a page to read at a glance, a handout, something simple they could bring to a meeting and talk about as an organization. So to keep everything in one page, that meant each row is just so small and there's just not really much going on. So that brings us to the second idea that I had with column charts. Same problem here. The column charts next to each other, they don't really have any space to breathe, so they just look like funny, awkward rectangles. But I wasn't really upset because I'm not a fan of clustered bars or clustered columns anyway. Draft 3, heat tables. I can generally see that one column is darker than the other, so one year got better survey results than the other year. But my brain was getting distracted by all of the colors. It was just too rainbowy. Draft 4, checkboxes. Now, when I designed the prior one with heat tables, I finally noticed, it took a few iterations even to notice the patterns. I finally noticed that one column was darker than the other. So almost everything improved, except for that one survey question. So in this redesign, I went big picture. I focused on all of the areas that there were improvement. The problem is that there's almost too much good news. So imagine you're the leader of this agency or you're on their board of directors and you've just given out this annual satisfaction survey to your foster care parents, and you look at this sheet up in front of you and you're like, great, we improved on almost everything. There's nothing else we have to do differently. We're doing just fine. Let's just continue on and, continue on with business as usual. But that's not always the best course of action because I don't want people to get complacent. I want them to see where they did do well and celebrate their milestones of success. But I also want them to, roll up their sleeves and want to dig in and get even better. So that brings me to the fifth and final makeover, the winning design with deviation bars. Deviation bars show the size of the difference from one year to the next. So I had to reorder the survey questions again here. They go from the biggest improvement down to the smallest, like within their categories. So staff, there's like a 1 improvement, and then a 0.9 and a 0.9 and so on. So you get to celebrate where you did well, pat yourself on the back momentarily, and then you get to say, well, why didn't we improve even more than we did on these areas, or why did we have that decline there? I felt like it was more balanced, providing both good news and bad news, or, areas of accomplishments, but also areas that they need to work on. I hope you're relieved to see that even the gurus like me get it wrong the first time, like with the slope charts and the column charts, but the organization was really happy with this winning makeover, the deviation bars, and I feel like every draft along the way was really important because it helped me get closer and closer to this final design. All right, well, good luck in your own makeovers. Keep me posted on how it goes. Thanks.